time now to review headlines from today's newspapers. And as ever, we begin with this day. Steve.
Thank you, Adefemi. Of course, we begin with this day, the newspaper of record, where we have the lead story that says, in landmark move, Cambridge returns Benin bronze Cockerel, legendary Cockerel, to arrive Nigeria October 27. Yes. You know, I derive a special joy when RT stories lead a national newspaper, and I would like to commend the editor of This Day on Saturday, and of course the authority that approved this, you know, as the lead story, because this is major. Absolutely. This is big, and I say this because of the import for Nigeria. Our art, our artifacts, our heritage. I mean, it's our heritage. It's what is the essence of who we are as Nigerians. And you know that there have been a lot of back and forth over the artifacts that will return to Benin, you know, in a short while. So to have Cambridge returning the bronze Cockerel, Okuko, on October 27 is a major one. Benin, of course, this will be the first of such works that will be returned to Nigeria, a work taken in 1897. Yes. I think there are two states that deserve commendation for the manner in which they are saying, return the things that belong to us. Edo State and Lagos State. Edo, of course, as you know, is also trying to build a royal museum in Benin, so that when these things return, we don't know whether it will be in the palace or it will be somewhere, you know, within the city where the palace can have a bit of control over what's coming. But of course, Lagos is also doing that, and I say, you know, it's a major thing with the British Museum to have about 20 artifacts, including the Landau stool, returned to Lagos State, particularly to the J.K. Randu Center. So I commend what is happening here, and I like the fact that this is the lead of this day today. On top of that lead story is, of course, a political one, a major political development in Lagos State, which says APC holds state congresses amid internal crisis. Parallel assemblies likely in 13 states, fence-mending maneuvers crumble. I know for a fact that there will be about 4 parallel congresses holding in Lagos State. There's of course, the party itself, you know, is saying that Tunde Balogun will not return. It looks like another person will replace him. There's the Lagos for Lagos movement. There's the Fuadoki movement. And there's the movement, you know, of the former governor, Akinwumi Ambode, you know, also holding their own parallel thing. I think what all this point to is to say that the party needs to come to a round table and speak to each other as members of the same family, so that the party can grow and can be truly representative. On top of the masthead, Obaseki Oshiomhole extolled Wifo as Joromi Kruna is buried. You know, yesterday was the final burial ceremony of Victor Wifo, legendary Sir Victor Wifo. On the window, NSAS, Oshibajo, governors beg youths to halt commemorative protests, promise compensation for victims, prosecution of indicted persons. I mean, this is a good thing to say in the hope that this will assuage, the boiling spirit of Nigerian youth. It will be 1 year on Wednesday, isn't it?
On Wednesday would be 1 year of the October 20
of October 20
incident.
You know, that was a major day. I mean, let's
very dark day in Nigerian history.
Absolutely. I my heart bleeds each time I see the Nigerian flag stained with blood all over internet, all over Twitter, etc. But I like the fact that the Vice President is saying, let's speak the language of peace and reconciliation to Nigerian youth, and let's assure them that there will be compensation for victims and that there will be prosecution for indicted persons. That has to be backed, with action, so that Nigerian youth can be rest assured that they mean business. Last but not the least is the story Bakari, I may consider running for president in 2023. Incidentally, the lead picture is also that of the president and Pastor Tunde Bakare, who, interestingly,
Yes.
2 months ago says, I will never, go to Abuja to go see President, Muhammadu Buhari. His friend and ally and, somebody that he ran with as vice president. But then he's saying that it looks like the good Lord is telling him that it will be number 16 now, in 2023. Let's see what happens.
Let's see.
If he comes to the South, he's a Southern Christian.
Yes.
And then, he's got experience. And there's a very, very eloquent, pragmatic person. Let's see what happens in 2023. Those are the stories that we have on the cover of This Day for today.
Thank you. Well, moving on to the Vanguard on Saturday.
Yeah.
We are discussing politics once again. Anambra Governor poll, Southeast Governor and INEC top official in trouble over a $4 million bribe. Goodness gracious me, you can read more on that on page 5 there. Anambra, we've been saying for a long time, is definitely going to be a very interesting election.
Yeah.
Not because of these allegations here, we didn't think. I don't think we were anticipating all of the drama happening over there.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be something like this. But as we approach, I believe it's November 6th.
Sorry?
Is it November 6th?
Yes, that's correct.
For the Anambra elections, it will definitely be an interesting place to be. You can definitely stay with us for Arise 4 updates as and when they come in on that day.
Absolutely.
To the bottom there, we're still talking about misappropriated funds. Where's the 1 billion naira Buhari approved for the Tigresses? That's the Nigerian women's basketball team. Now, earlier this week, they'd come out, they'd released a video making a set of demands. Among those demands were the payment of monies going back to them.
Yeah.
And as this headline says, the presidency had approved 1 billion naira to go to the basketball team, the women's basketball team specifically, but they say they haven't received it. In addition to that, 3 banks in Nigeria made a donation of 100 million naira.
Yeah.
That too is money that they hadn't received. Now, funnily enough, I can imagine Sunday Dare has been in high demand. I too have made efforts.
SD is trending.
to speak to him.
Absolutely. But I think the most appropriate thing will be for him to address these concerns so that it doesn't look like you are ignoring those who have made us proud.
Absolutely.
There was a reason for using basketballers based in the diaspora. Absolutely. They did very well. They've got a long way to go. They're going to represent us at the Women's Championship, isn't it? World Cup. Address the issues and correct the lapses that were recorded. That's the way, in my opinion, to deal with the situation.
There we go. Well, still, towards the bottom of that page, Bakare meets Buhari and kicks up against power rotation. Well. If we head over onto the top of the Vanguard on Saturday, why we don't kidnap women. That is the confession of bandits who have been kidnapped to 2 reverends and fathers, to have been killed businessmen after collecting ransom in Kaduna. Oh goodness, that is a shame. You can read more on that on page 8. Raymond Dokwesi, that is Raymond Dokwesi, I do believe, on the right-hand side, says polygamy was his greatest error. He says that at 17. And you know what? I think a lot of women would agree with him. Because
his greatest error?
He said, that's what he says, polygamy was his greatest error.
And you think women will agree with him?
Yeah, because I don't think, okay, all right. I see where you're going. Let me talk for myself. Let me not bring women into this, right?
Okay.
Polygamy. I don't know.
What's wrong with it?
I think that it is inherently unfair for one person to spread anything emotionally, financially, to more than one person. I don't think, even though as a Muslim, Islamic law makes provisions for it.
Yes.
But that's based on equality.
Yes.
And I don't believe that men or women can equally share love, emotional support, and finances equally among more than one person when it comes to a polygamous setting. So I don't think polygamy is a good thing. And I also don't think that it should continue. And I do think that Raymond Doherty has seen the light. And that's why at 70 years old, he wants to come out and say that was his greatest era.
There are more women than men.
Sir, I know that. I know
What's
that.
going to happen to the rest?
Are we talking about the world or in this Nigeria?
Everywhere.
No. See, in Nigeria,
yes.
right, if we use Nigeria as an example, it may well be the case that there are more women than men. But that does not mean that men must marry more than one woman. I just don't think that it's a justification. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I won't push it, but I think that it may not be
I just
fair
think No, Steve. No. Men who marry more than one woman aren't doing it because they're trying to
I agree with you.
help women, not be single their whole lives. It's different. It's more of a for men. I'd imagine it's a different thing.
Predicted in some scriptures that a time will come when they will say, "Let us just identify with you and share your name."
When China was still adamant on its one-child policy, many families would want to have a boy child because they felt if they could only have one child, it should be a boy, right? For whatever reasons. And had that continued, and it did for a long time, that would have meant there were far more men than women. Does that now make a justification that women should be taking more than one husband? Would the world be okay with that? Why are we socialized to believe that polygamy in this way works, but not in that way?
We go to the next paper quickly, which is the Punch newspaper.
Exactly. And before I let you go.
Okay.
Before I let you go,
yes.
Marriage isn't an objective for every woman too.
I agree with you.
Marry your one wife and stay there.
One man, one woman.
I think so.
Good.
I'll let you go on to the punch now.
I'm a one man, one woman.
I know. So that's why I didn't understand the pushback.
I'm just looking at the number of those, out there.
I see.
Okay.
I see.
So, viewers, one man, one woman. According to Adefemi Akinsoya. The Punch on Saturday, the lead story, Southwest PDP opposes consensus as Oyinola Oladipo battle for deputy chair seat. With the rider, step down for me, ex-national secretary urges former Osho governor. Southwest may present parallel candidates Olafeso once. Senator Anyanwu emerges as Southeast consensus national secretary candidate. PDP is still in the news. The North has endorsed Yoke Ayu. It looks like who will now be the consensus deputy chair seat. Oyinola, who else? Let's see how it goes. I think Oyinola is probably OBJ's candidate, even though former President Obasanjo is no longer a card-carrying member of the PDP. On top of the masthead, Oshibajo for president campaign posters flood Ibadan.
Yes.
I don't know why that is coming from Ibadan. I mean, it's not from there. It's from
Ogun State.
I was about to say. We can't deny the fact that no matter what happens, and things will take shape from the end of first quarter of next year, I believe that Oshibajo will be a front runner. It might be asked to respect, party authority and his base, but then when it comes to we've mentioned what's his name, Pastor Tude Bakari, Fahimi is there, Fashola, Amusun, we don't know, Southeast is also there, but Oshibajo for president campaign posters flood Ibadan. Maybe to get to Lagos, maybe to go all around. It wasn't Ekiti, 2 days ago. He spoke brilliantly well, very presidential, but then we see what happens. Competence, not zone, should determine next president's choice. That's Pastor Bakari.
Yes.
But of course, if he's interested, he's basically
he would say
he's basically say competent, so that he probably could come to the Southwest and not go to the Southeast. It's disappointing. Society wants only negative news about celebrity marriages. For Foluke Jaramola, Nollywood actor, whose matrimonial issues have been in the open lately.
It's a shame.
There
is something to say when it comes to that.
It's the cost of being famous, isn't it? But
people do forget these are human beings as well.
Yeah.
If we look at the is it Two-Faced Dibia and Annie Dibia debacle?
Yeah.
That too, sadly, has been another example of matrimony not for doing or not
All
working
right.
how it
So
should.
we have to go.